guys, it's me, Circus Candy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these little arm warmers or like flared gloves out of candy. I think these are really good, especially if you're a beginner, because it's basically just a neck space that's flaring out. So yeah, I'm going to be using red, yellow, and blue, but you can use any color that you want, and it doesn't have to be 3 colors. You're also gonna want some string, and I prefer to use fabric covered elastic, but you can use your string of choice. And this part is optional, but I'm gonna be using a little plastic needle just so that it's easier to show you where I'm putting my string through. So first, you're gonna want to grab a lot of string, and if you run out, you can always tie on more string, so don't stress about that. So to start this cuff, we're gonna need to make an X space. If you already know how to do that, great, but if you don't, I'm gonna be showing you how. You're gonna want to make like a single first, but it has to be a multiple of 3. So for example, that's 24, 27, 30, which is what I'm gonna do, or 33, 36, and 39, or like etc. So you're gonna first want to put on your beads as a single. Okay, I got 30 beads on my string, and now I'm gonna tie it. I said this in my last tutorial, but I like to tie it 3 or more times. But if you have a different string, you might want to do like surgeon's knot, or maybe you might have to tie it more or less times. Okay, now that we got this done, I'm gonna switch colors, and we're gonna want to do we're gonna start the X space. So how to start the X space is you're gonna want to grab your long piece of string. I'm gonna put a needle through it first though. Okay, so you're gonna want to take your long piece of string, and then you're gonna get 3 beads and put that on your string. Once you get that on your string, so technically this is the bead that we're coming out of, and we're gonna skip these 2 beads, and then we're gonna go through this bead. So it should make like a triangle-ish shape like that. And then we're gonna do that again. We're gonna put 3 beads on our string, and then we're gonna like skip these 2 beads and put it through the one right after it. Now we got 2 spikes. Next, we're gonna keep going all the way around, and this is why the multiple of 3 is important, and we're just gonna do it all the way around. 3. Right now you're not gonna have to worry about like the tension of the string, but when we get onto the next row, I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so now we're on our last one. We got the 3 beads on our string, we skip 2, and we go through this bead right after the 2, right? And then what we're gonna want to do is go up these 2 beads. So the two yellows. And I'm gonna just pull. Also make sure it's not too tight, but also tight enough so that like it's not loose. So this is our thing so far, and it should be coming out one of the middle beads. Now we're gonna want to pinch. I believe Mood Candy said this in one of their tutorials, but you're gonna want to pinch this part so that these don't go loose. And while you do that, we're gonna, oh wait, I have to switch colors. You're gonna get 3 beads again. And then this time, you're gonna go over to the next bump and you're gonna choose the middle bead. Okay. And we're gonna do that again. We're still oh yeah, after you pull, you're gonna wanna pinch it again. And then you're gonna put your string through the middle. And then pinch over here. And then put it through the middle. And like, you know, you get it. Just keep doing that all the way around. Okay, so I just pulled like my second to last bump, and now we're like this. So just like the last one, we're gonna get 3 beads like that, and then we're gonna want to string through the middle one, and then you're gonna want to string through these 2 so that you're coming out the middle. And there, we're gonna keep doing this again. So like basically you're gonna want to keep doing what we did in the last row until you get like a size you want, and I did like this much, so I'm probably gonna do something similar to that. But if you wanted to go up on your arm a little bit more, for example, like if you want this part to be a little longer, you can like do what we just did even more times. But I'm probably just gonna keep it at 5, I think 5 rows. Or maybe it was 6, I forgot, I don't know how to count. And don't forget to keep pinching, or else like the row, like under the row you're doing is gonna get loose and it's not gonna look as good. So yeah. Okay, so I'm at the length I'm gonna keep it at. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so now we're gonna start working on this flared part. And to do this, the first layer is gonna be the same as like all these layers that we just did, but it's just gonna be different colors. So I'm gonna do red, blue, red, because like, you know, red and then blue and then red. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just so it should look something like that. It's the same thing, but as like the things we just did, but different colors. And then the row after this is gonna look a little different. Okay, so we just finished that row, and now is when it like starts to change a little bit, because we're not gonna do 3s anymore. We're gonna do 5. So what we're gonna do is, it's kind of like what we just did with those rows, but with 5 beads instead of 3. So we're gonna put 5 beads on our string, go through the top bead, pull. And now it looks like that. And we're gonna do that all around. Okay, so I only have 2 more left now. Okay, so for the last one, we have 5 beads on our string. We're gonna go through the middle bead again, and this time we have to go through 3 beads so that we can get to the top, so that like in this triangle we're also coming out the middle. Next, we're gonna do the same thing for the next row, but the row after that is a little different. So yeah, we're gonna do what's after blue? Yeah, we're gonna do the 5s again. Oh, also this time, you're gonna put 5 beads on your string, and then you're gonna want to go through the middle bead, so that's like this one, you know. So like that, it's kind of like a square or a diamond. So yeah, just like the last one, on the last one you're gonna go through like the one you would usually go through, and then you're gonna go to the middle. So now it looks like that. We're not done yet though. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to make more, and this time we're not gonna do 3, we're not gonna do 5, we're gonna do 7. Yes, 7. So that's gonna be my red. I don't know why there's a blue bead in there. Okay, we're gonna have to do 7 beads. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 beads, and then you're gonna, just like the last one, go through the top one, or the middle bead. Yeah, like that. And then you're gonna do that all the way around, just like the others. Okay, so for the last one, you're gonna have 7 beads on your string. You're gonna go through the one you normally would, and then you're gonna go up 4 beads this time, so that you end up in the middle. For the next row, you see how like right now it's not really flaring, it's just round. We're gonna have to go back to doing 5s. That's how we're gonna get to like actually like have that shape. So we're gonna put 5 beads on our string. Like that. And then this time we're also gonna go through the middle, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th bead. And do that all the way around, obviously. Okay, we're on the last one. Again, 5 beads on the string. Put it through the one you would usually go through. And this time string it through 3 beads to the middle, so because it was 5. And we're almost done. We're almost done. As you can see, we just did this white row, so we only have 1 more row to go. And this is a row of 7. And instead of doing one color this time, I'm gonna do multicolor for the last row. Let's see, how do I want this? I'm gonna do yellow, red. Okay, I'm gonna do yellow, red, blue. Okay, so I'm doing multicolor. You can do just one singular color, but this is just what I'm gonna do. And just like all those rows we have done, just like all of them, we're gonna go through the middle bead. Like, who would have known after we just did like a million rows? Okay, So this is gonna be my last one. Go through the middle, I mean not the middle, go through the normal bead. And this time we're not gonna go up because that was it. And all we have to do is now tie it. There's like 2 ways to tie it. You can either have the string like spiral all the way down and like you can tie with this string, or there's another way, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. So first we're gonna have to pull a little bit harder for this outer layer so that it keeps like the shape. What you're gonna want to do is first hold this part is hard and I'm not very good at explaining it, but this is just how I do it. So you're gonna want to first hold this side, put it through this hole, pull it back, and then just like want it to be like that. So it's like we have one piece of string and another piece of string, and then you're gonna want to tie it as many times as you have to. This is like my favorite way to tie stuff, but it's also like the most complicated way to like explain how to do it. And then the excess string, I'm gonna cut it off, so trigger warning for scissors. I'm also gonna cut off like the bottom part. Okay, so now we have our little ruffle thing. It's super cute. I think everything is super cute. So it's like, I personally like the colors I chose. Yay! So yeah, you could have like kept doing the 3s longer and then do this part if you wanted like a longer sleeve, but I just like a short sleeve like this one, and this was the tutorial. Sorry if I wasn't that great at explaining because I am not good at explaining stuff. So if you have any questions for me on, or like if you're confused about some parts, you can always comment, email, or like, I don't know, message me on Etsy. So I hope you guys like this tutorial and I hope it was helpful. So have fun, clowns. See ya. I hope you guys like this video and don't forget to subscribe because I'm working on more tutorials. Anyways, see you next time, clowns. Bye.